One of you guys for coming out and supporting what we're doing here tonight. This is a huge networking event, not only for us, but for all of y'all, because everybody here is doing business, everybody's transacting. Somebody in this room can help you make some money. We do business with these two people right here. They've helped us out extraordinarily in what we're doing. American Title right here, we do probably 50% of our title work with these guys, probably more. Right here we got Longleaf Lending. This is my guy. He funds most of our deals right here, so they're one of the best guys. They got the best rates. If you need a project done, if y'all need some hard money, this is who you need to speak to, both of them. All right, guys, without further ado, one of the guys we do most of our business with, I'm sure you know about this guy, AKA Flippingahouse, Derek Acuff, about to drop some bombs right now on how he's leveraging his social media platform and getting multiple deals in this crazy market. So, without further ado, Derek, do the honors, my man.
A lot of people. How's everybody doing? Good?
Yeah!
All right, good deal. Is there anybody in here who has no idea who I am? Like, that's okay. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's good. That's why I like doing these events. So my name is Derek. Obviously, I'm an investor here in Houston. I've been investing in real estate for 6 years now. Regular guy. I literally used to wait tables in City Center, a yard house. I went to a Rich Dad seminar. Back in the day, they were charging $50,000 to learn real estate, which I tried to do. Luckily, I got turned down for the loan. And biggest blessing ever, because I'm probably going to teach you guys more than they were going to teach me, whatever that means. So yeah, I went to this event. I found out about this thing called wholesaling, and I dove headfirst into it. I was in college. I hated college. It just wasn't for me. And yeah, I was like, I'm going to quit, and I'll try this for 2 years. And that was 6 years ago, and I just kind of never looked back. So the first 2 years, definitely rough. I don't know how many of you guys are in here doing deals, but the first couple years, like getting into real estate, figuring out what you want to do in the first place, what that looks like. First 2 years was make a lot of money, go broke, make a lot of money, go broke. And then I met my business partner, Mr. Benjamin, which he couldn't make it tonight. We basically started doing deals together, and he had a job. I talked him out of quitting his job basically to do this full time, and since then, you know, we've bought a lot of rentals. We're doing Airbnb. We flip a shit ton of houses, and then we're doing new development as well. So kind of done a little bit of everything. I'm not the smartest guy. I don't claim to be, but I'm here to help you guys in any way. So I really do better with like Q&A. That's just kind of like my story. Like, I'm not the big talk about myself brag. Like I said, I'm a regular guy. I just happen to do a lot of real estate deals, but I'm happy to take questions to help out, or I know you may have a couple.
Okay, so I'm gonna interview, and
yeah.
We encourage everybody to ask Derek questions from the crowd. Derek has bought several properties. Derek and Ben both have bought several properties from us. These guys know what they're doing. So if you have questions burning inside, don't be scared. We all know you have questions. So here we go.
Yeah.
So first question for you. So a lot of us here have found you through social media, Derek. So how has social media helped you in the real estate game?
Yeah, and that's a good point, because that's what I was probably supposed to talk about. So social media obviously is like how most of y'all probably know me. I got really lucky with the name Flippingahouse. I tried some other ones before, and it didn't work out. But I got lucky. I found the name. I started putting out content really to just share my journey. And you know, for people to relate, I always say like exposure equals expansion, right? So if you see somebody who looks like you know, whether you're mixed like myself, you have tattoos or white, whatever it is, if you see somebody that looks like you, it seems more attainable, right? And that's really what I wanted to do, is share my journey. What it's really done for my business is it's blown it up. I got to meet people like JR and Joe, our whole group, pretty much all my friends, even my business partner I met through social media. And this day, I always tell people that are doing the business to just put out content. Like, it's funny because we're at a time where social media doesn't have to be super polished, right? And what I mean by that is how many people in here are on TikTok, right? So we see it's like 6 people. There's probably more, but y'all don't want to say it in public. That's cool. So I've been on TikTok since before the whole virus, all that crap, right? And then during that time, I really got heavy on it because I saw the potential. And if you guys have noticed, even on Instagram in the last 2 weeks, they've changed the feed and you guys probably didn't even notice it, but it looks like TikTok, right? So what does that tell us, right? They're pushing reels, right? They want to see video content because that's the era we're going into. But with that comes, right, we're getting away from the tailored post, the perfect, like beautiful, like me in front of a house and my VA edited the shit out of it. Like, it's just me like at a house, like, hey guys, look, or If you're on TikTok, like there's girls in bonnets just waking up like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like it's just very unfiltered, right? But it makes it more personable. And the thing that social media has done for me, like business wise, I don't make a lot of money from my content, but I get a lot of deals from it, right? So I get 3 to 5 deals sent to me every day from social media. And I spend a lot of money on marketing, not as much as you, but a lot of money on marketing, right? So that just helps with my business because lately, you know, cold calling takes a little bit of a dip, but I can still buy a lot of deals from wholesalers, like people probably in this room that I've done deals with. And because of that, it's just exploded my business. And then on top of that, I get to meet people like you, speaking opportunities. Like 3 months ago, I went to a mastermind. If you guys know like Brandon from Bigger Pockets, I was personally invited because of social media. I was easily the smallest guy in the room, which was great because I got to learn a lot. But now I know him on a personal level. I could call him if I wanted to. And just because of social media, I would have never been able to get in a room like that. And literally everybody kept asking me that, like, how did you even get invited? And I'm like, I think it's because of social media, but it's another thing, right? Like you have to be consistent. So like for me, I post like minimum 3 to 4 times a day, right? On TikTok and Instagram. Videos and short-term content. We're getting real sexy. But short form, like video content is actually what's excelling right now. And I just always tell people like entertain, educate, and inspire, right? Just keep it simple and post every day and just share what you're doing because the things that you think that don't matter in your business and your life, people connect with that and they'll bring you deals from that. And you never know, it's just good to have like-minded people. Like even all the content that I follow is all entrepreneurs, people that I aspire to be like, or I just think you're doing like dope stuff. So, yeah.
So I followed you on all your social media platforms very closely, and you've grown a huge following. For someone who's just starting out, what would be your first and most integral, I guess, piece of advice to getting that organic growth before you have all the money to market?
Gotcha. So like for me, I actually do most of my marketing. I do have a VA that helps, but because it's getting so like unfiltered, I've really been doing a majority of it now. But I would say just start posting, right? We're even getting, like I've been testing things like hashtags don't really matter anymore because we have all these bots. And as soon as you post even the word real estate, 20 comments, right, that are all bots. So I would say just unfiltered and just, I've taken 6 videos since I've been here, right? That I can make 3 different TikToks. I'm going to speak at an event, right? Networking is important. You could do just going around the room and then a quote on top of it, right? I say just don't try to overcomplicate it. Like just post, like literally everything. And you'll start to figure out like what you feel comfortable with, because I know for me, I'm an introvert. Like the thought of me doing this 6 years ago is crazy to me, or even speaking in front of a camera. And then when you start vlogging in public and people are like, what the fuck is going on? Like it's even weirder, right? But that aspect of not caring what other people think and then, you know, just do it anyway, right? Like, because I know you do Turo, like you've been doing good. I would love to see more of that, right? Because I don't know much about it. There's just like even for me, when I watch TV, I watch a lot of like vlogs, like on YouTube, to be honest. And it's just other entrepreneurs that do things that I would think is cool. Like, I don't know if I'll ever do them, but you know, people connect with like those little things.
I'll say, because I'm full-time right now on my job, like what do you think the schedule would be doing this part-time so then I could quit my full-time and just go all in with real estate?
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a lot of sacrifices. So like when you get off your job, you're gonna have to work as hard on the side hustle. You're gonna be giving up weekends, because I was talking with somebody about this, like getting that wheel like moving is so hard. And then when you get it going, because you think it's not moving, right? Because you're getting rejection or no leads, it's still moving. You got to keep your foot on the gas. So schedule it out, right? What does that commitment look to you? Even if it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 hours a day, you hold yourself accountable, right? It's just like working out. Like if you say you're gonna do it, set up that time and that's what you do. So make the commitment and then focus. Focus is key, right? What do you want to do? Do you want to flip or wholesale, or what do you want to do?
Well, I did my first deal last year, but I messed up and went to something I thought was shinier, so I just ended up getting like MC Hammer broke, so now I'm back.
Gotcha.
So then now I'm back trying to get momentum, but my issue is I love cold calling, but I have no I'm not a part of like no mastermind. I have no kind of like leadership wise, so I'm just watching videos and trying to see who I can follow and get in that space.
Got you. But do you want to wholesale or do you want to flip or
I
what?
want to wholesale then.
And then flip? Okay, got you. So pick a marketing stream, right? Whatever that is, whether it's cold calling, texting, social media, networking, JVing deals, just pick one and then that's all you do, right? Like for me, back in the day, it was direct mail and that's all I did until I got a deal. And then after like a year, I started trying other things as the market changed, right? But even with cold calling, right, just pick a VA, just hire one, train them. If it doesn't work out, hire another one. But your ultimate goal is wholesaling, so just focus on that one thing. Get better at pulling data, get better at pulling more niche lists, right? Your follow-up, right? Make sure maybe they're calling when you get off, you should be doing follow-up those 3-4 hours. But focus is like everything. Because it's hard, right? Like sub-2, Airbnb, like all these things. Like I still do the exact same thing. I know I do like 5 different things, but and I tell my partner this all the time is we just got really good at finding deeply discounted off-market properties. If we do that one thing, whether it's multifamily, RV parks, Airbnb, we'll always be good.
So now that you, a question I have is like, do you recommend a partnership? Because that's one thing I noticed.
No.
You say a lot. No.
I don't. And I know that's very hypocritical for me to say. I actually wasn't looking for a partner because most partnerships fail, right? Because you don't talk about money, you have different morals, and you have different goals, right? And one of those 3, usually money and morals, because it's about money, right? People don't communicate. So I don't recommend a partner. And if you are going to partner with someone, it's just like a mentor. It doesn't start out like, hey, we're gonna be partners, you're gonna be my mentor, because it can be a little, forcing labels. But maybe you do a deal together, and then you do another deal together. Like Ben and I probably did 6 or 7 deals before I was like, hey, I'm doing a lot of deals with other people, but you're the only person that moves like I move. What are your goals, right? And then we have that conversation. And then we do bigger deals, right? And then shit hits the fan, because you don't want things to just be going good with this person. You want to see how they handle pressure and when things go bad, because that's people's true character, is when things start to go rough, right? So I don't recommend it. It can be powerful. Like I know Edward, you got a good partner. Obviously JR, y'all have a good one, but I don't know. Is there anything you would recommend, or that's pretty much those 3?
So there's one other thing I'd add. So if you're gonna partner up with somebody, just realize it's a marriage, first off. And second off, you need to provide value to that other person. So if you have the same skill set as them, it's not a good partnership. That's it. So like if somebody's good, like Andrew's my partner, Andrew's very good at running operations, the back end of stuff, the finances side of the company. For me, I'm the revenue side. I can go do sales, can run the sales team, that sort of thing. So we have very complementary skill sets. So if you have the same kind of skill set as your partner, it's probably not going to end well.
Yeah, good question though.
Do you find them at an event?
No, I slid in his DMs and asked him about bandit signs. I'm just being real. I can show you the message, like I'm so serious. And I never did a bandit sign. Honestly, I was looking to connect. I used to do weekly meetings, but that's why networking is so powerful, honestly. Like I should have done more. Like I actually made it a mission this year to do an event, either 1 to 2 a month, some local, some, because deals will come from everywhere. I have a deal that I bought I went to Donnie Ruffin's event back like a few months ago. I met a guy, they mainly sell to hedge funds. Their hedge fund said no, and he brought me a deal and we bought it, right? But that's a connection in a whole nother part of Texas. But I just tell everybody what I do. But yeah, but I use, same thing, I use social media to meet anybody that I want to meet. Like I'm gonna get your attention. Like whether I spam you, I comment, like I'll just keep tagging you. Like I use it, right? Because think about this, right? We're at a time where realistically, right, if I was persistent enough and smart enough, I could reach Elon Musk, right? Like think about that. Any wealthy or person that's on social media, and maybe it's not them, maybe it's their team, but now you're only 2 degrees away. We've never been in a time like that. So it's like people use social media for cat memes and to spill their relationship drama. I use it to make money. You know what I mean? I know y'all got questions, bro. Go ahead.
For those of us who have a full-time job and are considering jumping into entrepreneurial ventures or real estate full-time, how many months or how much time would you say we would need to set aside of our finances, like our monthly obligations?
Gotcha.
How long would you say I need to set aside before I jump into something full-time like that?
Gotcha. My comfort level, I tell everybody like 6 months, but realistically 3 will do it. When I quit my job, I honestly didn't have a month's savings, but the risk versus reward, right? I know, you have a better paying job. It may be harder for some people, right? But I think you're never, regardless, even if it's whatever it is, make a decision on what that timeline is. And once you reach that, then you have to take action, because there's never gonna, it's like having a baby, right? You can prepare as much as you want until it gets here. And then you're like, shit, this is another human I gotta take care of, right? Like, and it's the same with your livelihood. It's like, shit, this bank account's gotta grow or I don't eat, you know? This is definitely something to think about though. Really good question.
Whenever you're doing your videos, are you utilizing the same content that you did for TikTok on your reels as well?
Yes, sometimes. And then sometimes, what I'm starting to do now, it's more complicated, but I'll shoot the same video, but like, you can do TikTok, but don't ever post a TikTok video on Instagram with the logo. Yeah, you can use SnapTik to remove it, but then like the quality is lower, and I don't like that, bothers me. So I'm starting to do both, like just post it on TikTok, and then cause I just keep shooting videos throughout my day, and then I'll make the same video on Instagram. It's a little bit more tedious, but they have apps like Later where you can plan out content, but Later doesn't allow you to post reels yet. So I can't, like, cause I have a folder that my VA is always making content that I could post, but like it's just super complicated. Once like Later, maybe there's another platform that, because I know with Later you can post on TikTok, so you could stack up your content for TikTok, but for some reason, I don't know if it's because you can do story, reel, or just a regular post.
Follow-up question to that would be, so for instance, you were saying like, hey, shooting raw video makes you relatable. Now, are you editing these videos as well, even though it's raw footage, or are you just shooting?
I just have my VA like chop. So what I usually do is like I'll shoot a YouTube video, like a long vlog or just me at my desk, and then I just have her like chop it up, yeah. And then when I go out there on my day, like on my phone, I probably have 300 videos of just random shit that I can put together. And just when I have time to think, I get creative, use a trending sound, that's really important. And then think about like attention grabber, like even when you're scrolling, what gets your attention, right? And what makes you keep scrolling? And then, just post a lot too, you'll see. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, this is gonna hit, and it flops. And then sometimes I'm like, wow, like 1 million views. Like I did a random video. I was just outside my house. I tinted the windows on my house. I just thought it was really cool. I put 5% on my windows because my neighbors could see in, and I just thought this shit was cool. And I was like, it was only like $600. And I was like, hey, this is a cool home upgrade. And that video did like 2 million views. I'm like, over window tinting, like, but you just never know, because with TikTok, and I think Reels is doing it too, it doesn't just post it to like people that like your content, it sends it to everybody, which is great, because maybe people that never thought about real estate or whatever you do will see your content and then want to do business with you. You never know what that looks like.
So you're always looking over your analytics, post everything.
Oh yeah, like I obsess, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No problem, go ahead.
So pretty much this is my first real estate event, right? And
Oh,
I'm
nice.
asking this to everybody. What's the most difficult part to get into, like the wholesaling? Because that's the thing I think I'm most interested in.
Yeah, mindset and self-limiting beliefs, which those are kind of the same thing.
Mindset.
Yeah, and
What
being
do you mean with
consistent.
that? What do you mean with your mindset?
You don't feel like you're capable of doing what you're doing, right? Or imposter syndrome. You're not around the right people, so when you start something new and it's different from what they do in their shitty lives, they're gonna spew negativity, not on purpose, but because they're speaking from their comfort level, and then you'll give up on yourself naturally, right? Like humans, we're fight or flight, so you're either gonna fight or you're gonna give up, but you have to decide on. For me, like I said, I was a broke college kid and I fucking hated college. I did want to be a petroleum engineer. I only wanted to make a lot of money to do real estate, and then I found out about wholesaling. I'm like, oh, I can skip this torturous pain. And now it's crazy because I meet engineers and they're like, oh, I want to do real estate. It's funny how life works like that.
So whenever you were in that part of your life, because that's what part of my life, I just hate college, I just business and stuff like that, so I don't think I learned anything out of that. What do you think on your parents? Do you actually say something, or they actually, how can I put it on
No, you don't have to finish. I already know it.
Them on their opinion,
So,
like that?
I don't know if I'm the best person to ask this question, but I'm gonna tell you my answer. I have a rule that I live by that's basically like, if you don't feed me, you know what I mean, you can finish the rest. I don't really care what you have to do in my life, right? Because even though you love them, right? Love, I think that's where we get construed, right? Or construed, is like we think that love looks a certain way. And sometimes tough love is the best love. If you don't believe me, one of my childhood best friends to moving to Houston. And do you think that conversation was easy? You know what I mean? And I've had a lot with my mom as well and people, but at the end of the day, are they gonna pay for you, right? Are they gonna invest for you? And by you doing that and setting the example, right, who are you affecting in that family tree? And you may change their beliefs. A lot of times you won't, but you don't take it personal. Like my biggest lesson of like 2021 was like, don't take anything personal. Bad, good, it's all love either way.